To find campaigns that are spending money and have not converted, we're just going to change this filter to campaign status all enabled, add filter, click conversions, less than 1, and then sort by cost. And this will show you all of the campaigns that you need to cut immediately because they're out of KPI. Not only are they spending a lot of money, but they're not even generating leads. So we need to make sure that we're checking this filter at least 2 to 3 times a week as well when you're optimizing from the account-wide view. And there's no reason that all of these campaigns should have even spent over $100. We should have cut this off on day 2. So after it's spent about 48 hours of budget, and if it hasn't generated a lead, we need to be cutting these off because this is all wasted spend. Okay, so just keep that in mind. And I know I'm just now telling you this, so don't worry about it. But just moving forward, just understand that we should never be spending more than $100 in any given campaign before it generates a lead. So if you've spent $100 and it hasn't generated a lead, you need to be cutting that campaign off. We can keep Victor King on for now. He's only at 82, but as soon as he gets close to that $100 mark, we want to be cutting that off because there's plenty of other campaigns that can convert under KPI. Okay, let's go ahead and pause. Awesome. Now we're not spending money on campaigns that are already proving to be losers. And even some of these, depending on if these clients have other campaigns that are converting, I may start turning some of these off. Like let's look at Sean Campbell, for example. So he's getting conversions at $48 per lead, and this campaign has spent $78 but has not converted. So again, we just want to be focusing our budget into the winning campaigns. So let's go ahead and turn these off. And since this is already kind of the clear winner, it has a volume, it has over 10 conversions, and the cost per conversion is under 50. I'm just going to go ahead and scale this campaign, let it run, and then turn the rest off because again, we already have found our winner. And then if we go back to that same filter, conversions less than 1, we can jump into these individual clients. We can start jumping into these lower performing campaigns and check out, say, for example, Victor King's other campaigns and see if it is producing, because if it is, then we can go ahead and turn this off. Right, so let's go ahead and filter for that. Oops. Okay, so this is a perfect example. Victor King has three campaigns that are converting, so we're going to go ahead and turn off these other campaigns that are spending money but not converting. Okay, and I know this hasn't spent 100 yet, but the fact that we have these other campaigns already converting under KPI, again, you're trying to get your 2 to 3 winners as quickly as possible and cut off the rest. Just always keep that in mind. Okay, so we'll let that run a little while. Whoops. And essentially, you're just going to repeat that same process. Sort by cost, focus on the campaigns that are spending the most money but are not converting, and then you can start picking different clients off on an individual basis like we're doing here. So I've already done Victor King. We're just going to close this or exit this filter. And then again, you don't even have to, for this type of optimization, you don't have to include the filter of conversions less than 1. You can literally just sort by the cost, and then you could jump into any of these guys' campaigns if it's outside of KPI. We can also sort by cost per conversion as well. You can just do all enabled, and that'll give you some insight as to what campaigns you could jump in to and see if we can optimize. So let's look at Jeffrey Meadows. It's borderline. Always best to search by last name. And let's look at his data. So this is a great example because you can see, although this is converting at under $100, we have other campaigns that are converting at much less. You can see here $35 per conversion, $61 per conversion. So it's pretty obvious here that you're going to want to pause these two underperforming campaigns and let the two performers scale, let them just stay on. Okay, awesome. Let's go ahead and take out the filter. And again, we're just going to go down the list. I believe I already looked at Silkman. Let's look at Jameson Mark. Pause this. It's not spending. It's okay. And then these are pretty close, so you can let these go. You can let these run and maybe let it run for 3 to 5 more days since they're both under KPI or under the $100 cost per lead mark. But over time, one of these campaigns will break out to be the clear winner, but you kind of just have to give it enough time and enough data to make that judgment. So if this campaign was like, say it was 115 or 120, I would already turn this off. But I want to give it a little bit more time to run and see if Google will drop that cost per conversion. Okay, so Jameson's good. Let's continue down the list. Jamie Kroon. And here's another great example. Again, since this is under $100 cost per lead, I'm going to keep this running until it gets like around 120 now, and then turn it off. If it gets above 120, I would probably turn that off. But the fact that she already has another campaign converting for $58, I'm going to keep a closer eye on this. And if it starts to increase in cost, maybe I'll come back the next day. If it's above 100, I'll turn it off, since this is converting at such a great price. But for now, again, I just want to let this run and see if Google will help it, drop that cost. Okay, so let's exit out of Jamie Kroon and let's continue down the list. Tony Rafati. So I believe, Toya, is Rafati offboarded? So Danielle, this guy may be offboarded. I'm pretty sure he is. So I'm just going to pause his campaigns. But obviously, if he was still a client, you would keep these two running, these two under KPI. And then I would probably pause this one. Usually, if you have 2 campaigns, that's enough. You don't really need 3. 3 will fulfill on the client's leads a lot quicker. So it's always best to kind of have 2 campaigns running if you can do that. And since this is a little higher than the others, we'll go ahead and pause this one. But again, since this client's already offboarded, we'll just go ahead and pause them all. But yeah, that's essentially the process of sorting by cost from the account-wide view, knowing exactly which clients to focus in on based on their cost, based on their metrics, and then drilling down to those individual clients' campaigns. Let me know if you have any questions, and I hope this was helpful.